Good morning. It is Monday, January 6th, 2025, 8:35 a.m. Wearing one of my designed shirts, self-designed. I know I have all these t-shirts. I decided, okay, I'm going to pick my favorite design from the last few months. I'm going to put it on a t-shirt and that'll be it. So, and yeah, I didn't think the shape up. My brother was, I don't know, I think in Mexico or something at, one of the, what do they have in Mexico? Mayans? No, Aztecs. And he was doing some rubbings of the patterns on some of the old, buildings, temples, whatever. And he said this was believed to be a more modern one than, the hundreds and hundreds of years old of the Aztecs. But I really liked it, so I copied it, and then I, of course, filled in my signature doodly kind of work on it and liked it enough. I made it into a t-shirt. So, but yeah, okay, it's 62 degrees out, so it is t-shirt weather here, even though it is January. Okay, so yesterday I took a Venezia capsule and I brewed it with an almond croissant, and it greatly improved the flavor. Today I'm going to take a Venezia and brew it with the peanut and roasted sesame capsule. I did find that the peanut and roasted sesame from your suggestions was delicious when it was iced. But I'd like to have a hot cup this morning. So first I'm going to go ahead and put it, first I'll put in the peanut and roasted sesame, and it says that this can be a lungo, so I'm going to push the lungo button, and I'm going to taste it to see if I still feel the same way about it as before. Even though I had tried it, several times and didn't like it, I give it one more chance, okay? So while it's going there, oh, hey, hello to those of y'all. I see Kristen, Rita, hello. And I can't read all the other names. It doesn't always show me all of them, but it's so good to see that people are joining me this morning for some coffee, for a coffee experiment. Okay, it's almost done here. And I do have some almond milk here, some of that 30 calories per cup almond milk that I will put in it eventually. Okay, but let me try this and see if I still dislike it. Okay, here we go. Does that answer your question? Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to put the the Venezia in. All right, and this is an espresso. Now, yesterday I ran the almond croissant as an espresso and the Venezia as an espresso. And like I said, it was okay. And I think I added some of this eggnog skinny syrup to it, if I remember correctly. That was a very okay. All right, now push this out of the way. I got out my coffee spices basket, but don't know if I'm going to use it this morning. We'll see. All righty, here we go. All right. It's less bad, but not by much. Oh my goodness, there's something about that peanut and roasted sesame holiday coffee that Nespresso put out. Nespresso, don't put it out again. I know there are some people that like it, but most of the people that I've heard from, thumbs down. Alrighty, so I'll go ahead and I'll add some almond milk to it. And remember, when you add any sort of coffee, creamer, or milk, you know, stuff like that, it is going to dull down some of the flavors. Now, in some coffees, it enhances them, but in a lot of them, thankfully, it dulls flavors down. Yeah, it's dulled down some of the flavor, but not enough. Honestly, if I was served this cup of coffee somewhere, I would not drink it. Okay? So, yes, I'm going to put in some of this eggnog skinny syrup because, boy, this is just good for what ails you. I've added it to a lot of different things, even to yogurt. All right, so, I forget how much coffee I've got in here, and sometimes I spill a little bit too much syrup in. Oh, I hope I haven't done that this time, because you can have too much of a good thing. Oh dear, what can I do? I've got a little bit, I know, okay. One of the nice things that you can do with the Nespresso Pixie machine is you don't have to have a capsule in it to run just hot water through it. So I'm going to put in, I'm pushing the espresso button. It's going to dilute this down some. I may just totally ruin it, but we'll see. Alrighty. You know, it's so weird that, was it yesterday that it was like 33 degrees in the morning and now it's 62 this morning? That's the South for you. Okay, here we go. Okay. I've just ruined a cup of coffee. Now it's watered down too much. So I have a choice. Do I add another capsule to boost the flavor up, or do I just dump this out? You know what I'm gonna do? Have an adventure here. I don't want to have too much caffeine, so I have some decaf. I think, is it Firenze Arpeggio? Oh, it's Arpeggio. Alrighty, so I will run this as an espresso in here. Okay, I'm starting to run out of room in this cup. Alrighty, here we go. Espresso. If I have to dump it out, well, you know what? So I'll be out, what, like $2, $3, something like that. It's worth it for the sake of experimenting. Alrighty. You know, what I should have done is run a Napoli into here. That would have boosted the flavor up, right? Okay, here we go. Okay, so Kristen is saying put another capsule or ice it. Yeah, I think icing it probably, would have done it. Why didn't you suggest that before I did this? Okay, that's right. It's a science experiment. All right, here we go. Okay, I gotta tell you, that peanut and roasted sesame is not good, in my opinion, hot. Let me get some ice here. You see my messy stove top here. Okay. All right, here's a chunk of 3 ice cubes, which ought to be a good amount for this. And here's the experiment. If I put it in, is the volume going to exceed the volume that the cup holds? No, we're safe. Okay. And remember that water is one of the very few things that expands when it freezes. Most things contract. So that means that when this water turns to liquid, it won't take up quite so much room in the cup. But we're okay. All right, I kind of want to stir it around till the cup feels cold. I think that's going to mean the ice is going to melt. Oh, that's going to dilute it more. But, with it being cold, maybe okay. All right, here we go. Oh, Patty, hey, thanks for joining me. So we're having an experiment this morning, so far unsuccessful. All right. You know, I'm going to put some more ice in there. It's okay-ish. It's okay enough to drink. I mean, I don't want to waste it. It's like standing there and, flushing dollar bills down the toilet, essentially. I don't want to do that if I can possibly salvage it. And yeah, Kristen, the ice idea was great. I think that that's taking care of it. Oh, here, I'm getting a runny nose now. Okay. That reminds me, this is a little bit weird, somewhat off the topic, but I used to notice that when I would eat or drink, sometimes my nose would get runny. And I read, and I always felt really funny about that, and then I read in the last few years that there is a thing called rhino means nose, R-H-I-N-O. Oh dear, I can't remember the other part of the scientific or the medical term that means when you eat, your nose runs. So, yeah, it's a normal kind of thing. It happens to a lot of people. Anyway, okay, so I got a good excuse here. I'm going to, not make you watch me any longer fooling with this. It's cool, not cold. But being cool has greatly decreased that flavor that I don't like. And plus I'm getting a nice big cup of coffee here this morning. So I'm going to go with it with some more ice here. Yeah, Kristen, if I have to put it in a bigger mug, I guess I will. And listen, I hope that you all have a wonderful day and that you try new things. It makes life interesting, right? Gives you something to talk about. I will see you later. Bye-bye.